Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar brought to you by grade.com. The webinar today is an IELTS speaking special. I have a mock speaking test with one of my students who has been nice enough to come along and help us here today so that all of you can see what an IELTS speaking test is really like. So let's get into it. Who am I? This is the first question. So there's a picture of me in my younger days. I'm Mike Lloyd Green. Okay, I'm Australian, I work for Grade, obviously. Yeah, I'm an Aussie. You might be able to tell from my accent. It's not the strongest accent, but I'm speaking to you as the IELTS speaker, as the IELTS examiner will actually speak to you. So this is the sort of voice and speed that they will speak to you. So if you can understand me now, then that's a good sign, okay? What else? I have over 11 years experience as an ESL teacher. I have the CELTA certificate. The majority of the time I was teaching English in Spain, which is where I was living. And yeah, it was an amazing country, but now I'm back here in Australia and working online, which I love. I have for many, many years been preparing students for the IELTS exam for many, many reasons, for visas, to work in different countries, to be able to stay in those countries, to study in different universities around the world. The IELTS is a fantastic exam which opens up all those opportunities for people, and I love helping people achieve those things. And most importantly, I love my job. As you can probably tell, with my enthusiasm for what I'm speaking about, it's real. I really am passionate about this job. Languages have helped me so much personally, and I love to help other people open up those same doors that language has opened up for me. So this is about me, but let's see who the candidate is. So that is the candidate. Her name is Nayara. Okay, so she is Spanish. Okay, so maybe you notice a bit of a twinge in the accent, maybe not. She speaks English pretty well because she has lived in Glasgow in Australia and has studied English for a while now. So don't be intimidated if you think that her English is very good. Well, she has practiced for a while, but as you will see, she will make little mistakes as well. It's normal, it's natural when you speak a language. You know what? I think even if I did the IELTS speaking test, I would make a few mistakes. It's normal when you're nervous and you're under exam conditions, okay? So don't worry, this is the person, this is my student who will come today and help us. So what is the theme for today's speaking? Let's see. It's all about an important event, okay? So it could be your wedding, the birth of a child. We could also be speaking more in general, important events in the world, okay? So the basic theme for today's speaking is about an important event, as you will see. So let's get into the questions, okay? So you know exactly what type of questions I'll be asking Nayara and what she will be answering. So the first part of the test is just basically some questions about the person I am examining and just to get to know them and a bit about them. So it's a general chit chat. For example, do you work or are you a student? We ask her about her job or the course she is studying, if she likes it, about daily routines. Also, I will probably choose the one about films. I'll also ask a few questions about films and how often she goes to the cinema, what films she likes. Just general questions, guys. We'll spend about maybe 4 to 5 minutes here, just back and forth, asking some questions and elaborating on some of her answers. This is part number 1. It's a good way to get into the speaking exam, okay? The next one, part number 2, this is the monologue where she has to speak by herself for between 1 and 2 minutes. I will give her a pen and some paper, and she can make some notes about this question right here, which is to describe an important event in your life. And she should say when it happened, who she was with, and what happened, okay? And explain why she feels it was important. Okay, so these are very, very important things that she has to cover in her speaking between 1 and 2 minutes. After she finishes speaking about this, there are some follow-up questions there that I can ask, such as, do you still think about this event often, and can the other people involved remember this event? After the part 2, it's the last part of the test. And this is just extending on the topic we are speaking about, with more in-depth questions, such as what days are important in your country. So still important events, but more global. Why is it important to have national celebrations? And I will ask Nayara to expand on her answers if necessary, okay? After we finish this part, which is about 4 to 5 minutes, I will tell her thank you and the test will finish. I will give you a little bit of a rundown at the end of what's going to happen in the next webinar, and the webinar will finish, okay? It's a short, sharp webinar today, guys, but it's a very, very good one for you to see a real example. Now, before Nayara comes, I'm just going to go through some very important things about the speaking. So first one, how is the speaking scored? Okay, this is a very important question. It is scored on fluency and coherence, which is just basically if she speaks fluently and if she develops her topics appropriately and fully. Okay, this is what we're talking about, fluency and coherence. Does it make sense, basically, what she's saying? Is she actually answering the question? The lexical resource part, as you can see in that second column, this is just a fancy way to say vocabulary. So does she use a lot of vocabulary, synonyms? Does she use idiomatic language naturally and accurately? Okay, so these are the types of things I'm focusing on this part. Now, grammatical range and accuracy. Does she have good grammar? Does she use the tense as well? Does she use them flexibly? And really importantly, you'll see a tip coming up very soon, which is about the grammar, which I'll remind you of in a second. But for now, just think grammar. Does she use a full range of tenses and does she use them well? And pronunciation. Does she, or is she better, very, very easy to understand? So it should be effortless for me to understand what Nayara is saying, basically, if she wants a really good mark in this. Okay, she can use intonation, subtlety, changes of voice. She does not have to sound like a native. It's not necessary, but I should be able to understand her completely without any problems if she wants a band 9. Okay, so these are the things that when you are doing those speaking tests, guys, this is what they are really checking to see. Okay, and you get a band 9 score from each of these sections, which make up your final mark. Okay. Now, interesting info on this speaking exam. Firstly, it's recorded, okay? I've said this in a previous video, but basically it's a very, very good thing that they're recording this, because if you don't feel like justice was done with your mark, you can appeal and another examiner can listen to that recording and give you another mark if they feel that you deserve a higher mark, okay, which is fantastic. You don't need to know the facts. This is important to know as well. So if you are making up some figure about the population of China and it's not true, don't worry. The IELTS examiner doesn't actually go away and check those facts, okay? So don't worry about getting everything spot on correct. It's not necessary. And fluency is critical. This is very important to know. So if you are trying to use that really fancy vocabulary and grammar, but you are lacking in fluency, you will not get a good mark. The examiner is really, really, really interested to see if you can speak fluently without hesitation, okay? And lastly, emotion is appreciated. What do I mean? I mean that the examiner has to see a lot of people during the day, a lot of students. And especially towards the end of the day, they are probably getting pretty tired, thinking about going home, which is normal. And the last thing they want is I'm sorry, but a boring candidate with a monotone. So try and, come in with a smile and use your intonation, guys, and enthusiasm and a bit of passion in your voice. That will help connect with the examiner and will only lead to better marks, okay? Now, the last minute tips, quick last minute tips. Number 1, smile, okay? Very important, smile, okay? Creates a great vibe and it also helps with the pronunciation, okay? Positive body language, so shoulders back, looking in the eye of the person, chest up, so just creating that vibe that you are confident, okay? Pay attention to the tense of the question, very important. So have you ever played football? No, I didn't play football. It's not a good answer. Yeah, guys, have you ever? This is a present perfect. So no, I have never, or yes, I have played football. And then after, you can expand using the past simple if you like. I played football yesterday, as a matter of fact. But really try to answer. The first bit of your answer should be in the same tense as the question that the examiner gives you, okay? And don't be afraid to ask the examiner to repeat the question. You will not lose marks, okay, guys? So if you don't understand, just ask them, I'm really sorry, but could you please repeat that question? Or I'm not sure I really understand the meaning. Could you use it in context or explain it in another way? Okay, guys, so don't be afraid to ask those things, because it's much better to be clear about what you're speaking about than answer something which is completely different. Okay, so without further ado, let's get ready to go. So I'm going to move this computer over so we can see both myself and Nayara when she comes. Okay, so this looks about right. Okay, just there, fantastic. Okay, now I'm also going to put it on the big screen so everybody can see this really well. Okay, fantastic, guys. And Nayara will be with us very shortly. I think I can even hear her now. Come in.
Hi.
Hey, hello. Please take a seat. No worries. Okay, just press the timer here. Thank you very much. Okay, this is the speaking test for the International English Language Testing System, held on the 8th of March. The candidate is Nayara Mateo Sands, candidate number 012445, and the examiner is Michael Green, number 555657. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Green.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too. Could you please tell us your full name?
Yeah, Nayara Mateos Santos.
Okay, and what shall I call you?
You can call me Nay.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Nay. Where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Okay, great. And can I see your identification, please, Nayara? Thank you. Okay, now, in this first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Okay, so are you a student or do you work?
I'm working.
Okay, fantastic. What is your job?
I'm an educator in a childcare.
Okay, so why did you choose this job?
One, because I really love being around babies, and I had the chance to work for a childcare, and yeah, I'm working with them actually in the baby's room. So
Okay, okay. And is there anything about your job that you would like to change?
yeah, the timetable. Too many hours with babies. They really intense sometimes. And instead of 8 hours, I would like to work around 6 hours. That should be enough.
Nice. Next, I would like to ask you a few questions about films. Okay. Firstly, how often do you go to the cinema?
Not as much as I would like, because I'm a mom, so I don't really have much free time. But we try to go once a week. No, sorry, once a month.
Okay. What types of films do you like best?
I love thrillers and comedy, romantic comedy. Yeah.
And why do you like thrillers?
I guess it's something that never happened in my life, thank God. So I don't know, it keeps the suspense. I like to think what can happen, what cannot happen. I like to comment the movie with whoever I am in the cinema. I don't know, I like to guess, I guess, the ends of the movies and the suspense.
And what type of films don't you like?
Ever. Yeah, I don't know, I used to like them a lot, but I saw one movie which I don't remember the name right now, and that was like the end of terror movies for me, because I had so many nightmares that yeah, I can't watch them anymore. It gives me anxiety. So no more.
Okay. And can we talk about your daily routine for a second? Is there anything you would like to change about your daily routine?
But as I said before, like having more free time with different timetable. I'll get more free time, and yeah, spend more time with my family. Also, I would like to have more free hours just for myself. Having a baby, you know, I have to spend a lot of time with them. So yes, a little bit more free time in general.
Fantastic, fantastic. And do you have a good balance between your social life and family life?
Yeah. No, I don't. No. Now I spend more time with my family. Also, I don't mind because I really love to be with my daughter and my partner. But yeah, sometimes I'm missing having nights out and loosen up a little bit.
Okay, thank you. That's part one. Now, part number two, we are going to start now. I am going to give you a topic, and I would like you to talk about this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about what you were going to say, and you can make notes if you wish. You understand?
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay, well, here is some paper and a pen, okay? And here is your topic. I would like you to describe an important event in your life. All right. Now remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I will tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay. I've had so many important events in my life. Wedding day, like I went to. I always wanted to see the Backstreet Boys uh, when I was younger, and I went actually not long ago. So these kind of events are really important. But the most important one for me was when my daughter was born. I was actually with my partner, obviously, thank God. um, yeah, why? Because after looking for the baby, being 9 months pregnant, actually more because she didn't want to get out. Um, 9 months, you have so many expectations. You wonder so many times, how does it look like? How am I going to be as a mom? And suddenly, there's this. You have all your answers. You feel awesome, like so many feelings. It was a really long process. I was like 20 hours in labor. So it was hard, but I had my partner with me, like, supporting me a lot. And in the middle of the labor, I told him, no more babies. This is too hard. But once I saw the face of Dana, my daughter's name, I look at my husband and I say, maybe one more, it will be okay. It'll be great to go through this again. It's such a wonderful experience that after 1 minute with my daughter in my arms, I completely forgot about the pain, the hours, the pregnancy, everything. So yeah, I don't know, any mother that went through that, having a good experience, obviously, and understand why it's an important.
Thank you very much. So, do you still think about this event often?
Yeah, from time to time. I mean, it's not something that is in my mind all the time. But I have these moments in my day, like I look at my daughter and she's now 4 years old, And it's like, oh my God, what is my baby? And yeah, I go through the moment again. Yeah.
Very good. Well, could I please have your topic card, your paper, and your pen, please? Okay. Thank you very much. Now, we've been talking about an important event in your life, and now I would like to ask you some questions related to this. So, what days are important in your country?
I mean, Spain has so many different parties in each county that all of them are important, but I'm from Basque Country. I'm from Victoria. Victoria actually is a really small city. And one of the biggest days or biggest events is, I'm not saying in Spanish, Las Fiestas de la Blanca, which is a big celebration. Everyone gathers in a main square and yeah, pop-ups, champagne, things, and it's a really, really, I think it's around 7 days of full party. So yes, that would be, for me, that would be.
And why do you think it's important to have national celebrations?
Once you have days off at work and you need days off from time to time. Well, I'm a really social person, so it's always an excuse to be with your friends, family, and spend time. Don't forget about the problems in the world.
Do you think any new national celebrations will come into being in the future?
No, not really.
Are there any celebrations from other countries that you celebrate in your country?
Well, in Spain, I'm talking about Spain because I don't really know much about. In Spain now, I think it's getting more famous Halloween party. So people is costumes on, and I don't think they do trick or treat. But yeah, people go out. It's always an excuse to go party in Spain. So yeah, Halloween.
Fantastic. And what are the benefits of having events that many people around the world are celebrating on the same day?
I don't know. Could be in a way we are all connected in the same way, the same day, the same reason. We are all doing the same. The world stops and celebrate something.
Can you think of a good example of a day like that where everybody celebrates together?
New Year's Eve, for example. Yeah. Although, depends on where you live. It's not exactly at the same time, but yeah, New Year's Eve.
And do you like New Year's Eve celebrations?
It's not my favorite celebration, but yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like to spend it with family.
Well, thank you. That is the end of the speaking test for the IELTS.
Good. Thanks so much.
No problem. So that's the speaking test, guys, as you can see. Turn this around so you can see me a little bit better. As you can see, guys, it's quick when you see it from that point of view, but when you're actually in the speaking test itself, it may feel like it's gone on for a long time, but really, guys, it's only between 10 and 15 minutes. It doesn't take very long, okay? Feel free to provide feedback in the chat or on the Facebook page for Grade, just to say what you thought of the speaking exam, and even better, what band score you think Nayara will receive for that speaking test. And guys, tune in on Thursday, because Thursday I will actually reveal the score that I will give her for that exam. And I will also analyze this video to show you exactly the best tips to improve that score, the things that she did well, the things maybe that she could improve on, so that when your turn is up to actually go and do your speaking exam, you can go with the best possible preparation to get the best band score possible. Thank you very much for watching the webinar today, guys. Please don't forget to check out grade.com for all your IELTS needs, and I'll see you again on Thursday. Bye for now.